Mitch Marner thing is really interesting because I kind of floated the idea like, all right, if you're the Flyers, if this is a guy who 4 out of the last 5 years has flirted with the 100-point mark, could you theoretically sign him to like a $10 million a year deal over 7 years? Does that get it done? Do you feel good about it? Does he feel good about it? Probably not. Some of the national pundits are talking about $13 million a year for Mitch Marner, which a 100-point player he may be, but $13 million for Mitch Marner is fucking insanity. And if a team signs him to $13 million plus per season for 7 years, that is lunacy. He's a very good player. And in fairness, you don't get a lot of 100-point players hitting unrestricted free agency, but $13 million a year for 7+ years for Mitch Marner, I would not say is a great investment. Now, all of that said, if Danny Briere really wanted to get creative, is there a path to trading away an Owen Tippett or trading away a Travis Konecny before the no movement clause kicks in? I really don't think he's going to do Konecny dirty. I just don't see a scenario where Briere says, you know what? I know that I'm the one who signed the deal, but thinking that it's probably a mistake, we're just going to offload Travis Konecny to somebody else before the no movement clause kicks in. I don't think Briere is going to do that. And I do think that even though there's been this coaching change, and even though Tocchet's not the one who put the A on Konecny's sweater, I think they view him as a really important key cog of this team. And in fairness, he's now represented Team Canada in multiple international competitions, and he's played pretty well. And, like, I know that it's not, like, the ideal scenario. I know it's not, like, the Olympics or whatever. But, like, there is something to be said for being on that international stage representing Team Canada. And when you start to think about, like, potentially trying to recruit players or get players to at least be open to the idea of considering a meeting with the Flyers, having those kind of guys helps. If you blindside Konecny and trade him before the no movement clause kicks in, you're doing a lot of damage to your reputation as an organization and as a front office. So I don't think he'll be dealt. Could Tippett get moved? That's where I think things get more interesting. The problem is the contract. The contract is fucking atrocious. Like, when the Flyers signed Tippett to the deal that they did, I thought it was an overpay. And you have to remember, like, they signed Konecny to a really big deal that I said, like, just based on his size and the years that he already has on him, and, like, I look at myself in the mirror, and size-wise, we're similar. Konecny, obviously, in much better shape than little old me, but, like, I do think that there is a stature thing when you talk about, like, long-term and the kind of minutes you need to play and the kind of situations that you need to play in, where I went, I like Konecny a lot, but I was like, it seems like a lot of money and a lot of years, and But the Tippett deal to me was like the ultimate overpay. It was the ultimate, you're really hoping that this guy is going to blossom into a 40-plus goal scorer, and I wasn't sold on it then. And like after a very up and down season, I'm still not sold on it. Now again, Tippett could end up becoming some legit elite goal scorer. He's got incredible speed. It's just that like he goes through long stretches where he can't hit the broadside of a barn. It makes me legitimately worried about like his overall upside as a player. But like if Marner becomes available, and let's say the free agent market doesn't work out the way that he wants it to. Let's say Marner's asking for $13.5 million a year. And teams are just like, absolutely not. There's no way. And the Flyers are like looking at some cap space. There's a team that's interested in Tippett. Could they look to get out from under the Tippett money to free up enough to go out and get Marner? And do they sign him for $11.5, $12 million? Do they sell themselves on the idea that signing a Marner to that kind of money isn't as bad because the cap is going to continue to go up? And when you look at the percentage, the overall percentage that one contract has relative to the rest of the cap, is it good business? There's a case to be made that like maybe. But based on the numbers that we see right now, and based on like the numbers that we saw like a Sam Reinhart take, which again was an undervalued contract because there's no tax in Florida. I don't know, do you really want to set the market? Like, do you really want to kind of set the new bar? And is Mitch Marner that elite of a player that you want to pay him 12.5, 13 million? I'm not so sure. I don't think it would be the greatest investment, but he would represent an automatic upgrade. Like, that's the thing that people, I do think, kind of miss out on and kind of screw up when they're analyzing Marner to the Flyers. Would he become a better option than Konecny? Yeah, he's a better player than Konecny. No offense to Konecny. Or at least he's a better point producer than Konecny. Now, in fairness, Konecny has not had the supporting cast that Marner's had, so you can Say, like, I don't know, if you put Konecny on those Leafs teams, would he have been a 90-point guy? Would he have been a 92, 95, maybe even a 100-point upside guy? I don't think he would. I don't really think that's his game. But I don't know. Would he represent an immediate upgrade over an Owen Tippett? Of course. Would he be an immediate upgrade over Tyson Forster? Of course. Although I think that there might be a little bit more to Forster than I thought initially. I think that there's something there with that kid. And so I'd be a little bit more hesitant to move him. The Tippett contract to me is the one that if you're going to try to go after a free agent this offseason, that's the one you have to try to figure out how to move. So I don't know.